Penguin Random House Audio presents Etiquette for Lovers and Killers by Anna Fitzgerald Healy. Read for you by Mia Hutchinson-Shaw, with a note read by the author.
Dear listener, this is the author, Anna. I was looking for a book to sweep me off my feet, for something sexy, funny, dark, nerdy, and mysterious. Maybe a bit old-fashioned, a little strange. As I drove home from the bookstore, I kept sneaking glances at the moody thriller and the period romance sitting shotgun. And I kept wishing that the two novels were one book. Rain dripped through the cracks in my A-frame bedroom as I curled up to read. I dozed off beside the Patricia Highsmith mystery and the Jane Austen novel, dreaming about the storms at my grandparents' house in Eastport, Maine. The salty, mossy scent of a place frozen in time. In my dream, I started composing a story, the novel I hadn't been able to find at the bookstore. Then I woke up and struggled to get it all down. Set in my grandparents' dilapidated Cape Cod-style house in the 60s, the story follows Billy through the woods and windswept islands of my childhood. Etiquette for Lovers and Killers is a novel like a tall, dark, nerdy stranger. A partner in crime for all the girls who couldn't decide between the pulpy thriller or the rom-com in the bookstore. Because honestly, why can't we have both? Love, Anna. To my friends, conspirators, and perennial bad influences.
Now nothing remains for me but to assure you in the most animated language of the violence of my affection. Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. Prologue. Private Pursuits. Whispering is rude. Whispering and giggling at the same time have no place in polite society. The fire has burned down to a single flame, flitting across a bed of ash. Shadows dance over the ceiling. They twine around each other and then dart away, like lovers with commitment issues. Will you tell me something? He asks. His voice is deep and conspiratorial as he traces the lines of her ribs with his fingertip. Her long red hair pools across the pillow. Anything, she whispers, but I can't promise to tell the truth. Gertrude, just put me out of my misery. Tell me who else you're sleeping with. Everyone, she giggles. Her laughter seeps into the velvet drapes and the brocade cushions, dampened by the room's oppressive elegance. That's the thing about old money. It hides things. It takes each ugly truth, salacious lie, brutal kiss, and tepid embrace, then swallows them whole. Now my turn. A guilty secret, please. What's the worst thing you've ever done, or ever wanted to do? She asks as she studies the naked jealousy on her companion's face. Kill you, he says, then grabs her wrists and presses them back against the headboard. I love it when you talk dirty to me. But why? Because it sounds like fun, he replies, running his lips across her neck. Darling, I don't think you know what that word means. Her laughter rings out again, and this time, not even the woven tapestries, the high ceilings, or the crown molding can stifle it. Chapter 1. Introductions. When a man is introduced to a lady, he does not offer his hand unless she makes the move first. A casual, how do you do, is sufficient. A spontaneous, it's so nice to meet you, is fine, but never obligatory. I make a left onto C Street, walking past the library, the drugstore, and my grandfather's dilapidated boat repair shop. The dry cleaner waves to me as she walks door to door with a basket of freshly pressed linens, each tablecloth with the owner's initials embroidered in the corner. She opens the door to Muriel Grant's house and leaves her laundry in the front hallway. We don't lock doors here. We don't have crime in Eastport, Maine. Well, not really. And we don't have secrets either. At least, none that we can keep. The milk truck from Long Lost Farms rolls up beside me, Leo Mills chewing a piece of straw at the helm. I see him note the stop sign, grin, and then barrel forward unchecked. Oh, and traffic laws here are less of a rule and more of a casual suggestion. I continue down Water Street, past the row of crumbling red brick buildings and the bronze mermaid sculpture with her corroded seashell brassiere. Eastport is the most easterly town in the United States, one last outpost of New England kitsch, gazing longingly across the water at Canada. In the 1700s, it was the Wild East, a frontier town of traders and explorers. In the 1800s, it was the smuggling epicenter of New England. In 1900, it was a commercial hub for canned fish. And in 1964, it is, essentially, purgatory. The sardine factories have all closed, and our dwindling human population is outnumbered by seagulls 10-1. The bell chimes as I breeze into primp and ribbon alterations. Mrs. Pridmore watches from behind the cash register, the ruffles on her blouse fluttering in silent indignation. In a shocking turn of events, I'm 5 minutes late. I'm so sorry, I wince, but it's hardly an award-winning performance. Then I hang up my purse and set to work. I watch the hours tangle up together from my perch behind the pink Singer featherweight. 9:30 is the faded indigo of Ben Jordan's torn overalls. 10 o'clock is the pearly white of Lydia Payton's first communion dress. 10:30 is the unfortunate green lace on Annie Porter's Sweet 16 dress. I don't have the heart to tell her that it makes her look like an overstuffed peacock. And at 11, Florence Pelletier swings by to make my life a living hell. This is the third fitting for her black cocktail dress this week. As she swishes 16 layers of crinoline in my face, I imagine how I would murder her. Should the skirt be bigger? She purses her lips as she sways her hips from side to side, analyzing the orbit and trajectory of her petticoats. Eastport is a decade behind the fashion world, so the slim lines and dropped waists of the 1960s haven't hit us yet. Our silhouettes are still trapped in 1950. I want to make a splash this weekend at Webster Cottage. The summer people are having a party? I ask as I pin up her hem, my voice unnaturally bright as my lips twist into a poor imitation of a smile. Florence, you'll knock them dead. Mrs. Pridmore evaluates my acting skills from behind the cash register. As Florence struts outside, Mrs. Pridmore turns to me. Couldn't you just pretend to care? I'm trying, I reply honestly. Nothing is harder for me than small talk. Try harder. Service with a smile, Billy, she says with an eerie, vacant grin. At noon, Mrs. Pridmore retreats to the stockroom for her daily sandwich/soap opera ritual, and I make my rounds. My first stop is the library. I look both ways as I slip a mangled copy of A Spy in the House of Love through the book drop, then retreat before anyone can charge me for it. My second stop is Fernald's Pharmacy, where I beeline for the hair aisle. Has it already been 6 weeks? Bobby Fernald asks as he rings me up for the box of blushing violet hair dye that my grandmother requests like clockwork. Already? I laugh, because it feels like an eternity. Next up is the post office. My saddle shoes squeak across
Sample complete. Ready to continue?